want to talk a little bit about Islam in regards to Christianity, Judaism, and Jesus Christ. This is stuff that the average person just might not know. So I'm going to tell you what I've read and what I've learned. Islam is not against Christianity and Judaism in the same way that Christianity is not against Judaism. Islam has more than one religious text. The Quran is their primary text. However, the Old Testament and the New Testament, which are Christian and Jewish, are also part of the Islamic religion. And the Quran is a book to correct mistakes in the New Testament or perhaps also in the Old Testament. Islam was founded, it's in the 800s, but I don't know when the Quran was written, and I don't know if Muhammad wrote it, but he is mentioned in the Quran, right? Now, the Muslims knew about Christianity and Judaism, but they were fringe, and by fringe I mean that Christianity expanded to a certain point, not enough that they were practicing it, but enough that they knew about it. And the Islamic people and Muhammad, they knew about Moses, Adam and Eve, Jesus Christ, and all the prophets, and they believed in them. There are differences in their beliefs. For example, with Jesus Christ, they might believe that he was married, although a Christian might not believe that. And keep in mind, from the New Testament, there are scrolls, there are documents that could have been in the Bible that are not. So there is more information that came out of Christianity that's not in the Bible. And they may have been referring to some of these documents. King James unified, he standardized the Bible. There were different Bibles that had different information, and he said, there's too many Bibles, I'm going to pick one, and had all the scholars, and they said, we're going to make the King James Bible, and everybody's going to use the King James Bible. He must have been talking about his own followers having too many different versions of the Bible. So there's more information out there. And if they had access to some of that information and it wasn't in the Bible, then they're going to say the Bible's wrong, right? So Islamic people see Jesus Christ as a prophet and as a good person, and they don't say bad things about him, just in the same way that the Jews also recognize Jesus Christ. But the Jews do not say that he performed miracles, probably. That's probably going to be the big difference. I don't think a Jewish person believes that Jesus Christ performed miracles. They certainly don't believe that he died and came back from the dead, right? Islamic people might. So another issue is that you have the Ten Commandments. The Jews have the Ten Commandments because I believe it came from Moses, although Moses might not have been a Jew. I don't know, because there are going to be some, he must be because he came after Abraham, and Abraham founded Judaism. But then Adam and Eve are not going to be Jews. They're going to be people that don't have a religion. Oh, Noah is going to be another person who Islamic people are probably going to believe in. So I lost my train of thought. I was talking about Moses. I was talking about Jesus, Islam. Okay, the Ten Commandments. Judaism has the Ten Commandments. Christianity has the Ten Commandments. I'm pretty sure Islam also has the Ten Commandments. However, it might not be identical. I believe I've read it, and you've got 2 or 3 that might be different out of the total 10. Because like 7 of the commandments are do not kill and stuff like that. But then there's 3 that you don't have to follow, which are like, there shall be no God before me. That has nothing, that's a belief. Or do not make idols, do not worship false idols or something like. It's like I can worship a false idol if I want to. Why do you care? It doesn't hurt anybody. But the other ones are like do not steal, don't hurt anybody. So there might be differences between the 10 Commandments. Anybody, if you watch my other videos, I talk about Islam and I talk about terrorism, and an uneducated person, and I talk about Pakistani people and Arabs and Saudi Arabia, an uneducated person is going to say, you're a racist. They're going to go on. I'm not. And I have researched these things, and I'm doing this to prevent racism so that you know the facts. Islam is not far from Christianity and Judaism. So one of the things that Muhammad did He was probably surrounded by people that did not have organized religion, which is why Islam probably spread. And I don't know if he founded it or if his followers did. I don't know. Jesus Christ did not found Christianity. His followers did. Muhammad made a statement that I had read, and this was years ago before I was really meticulous about verifying things. I had read him say that we're going to go to war against the Christians and the Jews, and we're going to fight valiantly, but we're going to lose, and we're not going to win. That was one of his prophecies, and he didn't say when it was going to happen. And it's interesting because it now is one of those times when it's happening, and it's not the first time. For example, the Islamic people, I believe the Moors were Islamic. They conquered parts of Southern Europe, large parts of Southern Europe, for many years, for hundreds of years. If you go to Spain and Portugal, in the south, they pronounce things with an Arabic accent. The Spanish people do. In the north, they don't. And there's a lot of Spanish names like Al-Fahad or something like that. You'll see often in Spanish culture places named using Arabic language. And when I went there were a lot of Arabs there. There was a lot of Arab food, which surprised me. I was like, where's there so much Arab food? And then as I started to learn the history, there's a strong Islamic or possibly Arab influence in Southern Europe. Okay, so another thing that I discovered many years ago, this is when the internet, the web was first, there was less information on the web. I found a website that said, here is the flood story from 100 different cultures. And it wasn't just the flood story because there's other beliefs. It goes back, I guess, to the Sumerians with Gilgamesh or something like that. I don't remember. Research it on your own. And we call him Noah, but it's not a Jewish or Christian or Islamic story. It predates Judaism. And like I said, I don't think his name was Noah. It might have been Gilgamesh. And there was a story about a flood and an ark and animals on the ark. And it is a worldwide belief. If you ask people all over the world, they will talk about this. Okay, so we're getting out of the scope of Islam. I wanted to make this specific about Islam. But there are a lot of common beliefs, and it is not just Islam. You know, some of it did spread worldwide, etc. If you have any questions or comments, post below.